a tendency to substitute. So those substitution patterns that we saw in goniometry hold true with manual muscle testing. So they can try to recruit their extensors in their spine. They can try to recruit abduction. So you want to monitor, is the limb in the proper position, or are they trying to recruit the trunk? Are they trying to recruit the middle deltoid? So you have to keep an eye on that, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her to perform the motion. So can you raise your arm up over your head like you're reaching up towards the ceiling? Good. And I'm going to look at the quality of movement, make sure she's able to keep it close to her ear. Good. Go ahead and bring it down. So what am I thinking, at least from that? I know she has at least, or I feel like she has at least what, Ms. LaGray? 3 out of 5. So I'm thinking that, but I've got to confirm that. So I'm going to bring her up 90 degrees, stabilize at the shoulder girdle. I'm going to push down mid-humeral shaft. I'm going to push down towards the floor. I want you to hold and don't let me move you. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. So I'm gradually increasing my pressure. I'm saying hold 3 times to give her time to recruit, okay? She held pretty well, so I would give her, once again, a 4 or 4 plus, okay? So let's look at what a 3 would look like, okay? So we're going to have her go ahead and perform the motion. Good. So again, she goes through full range. We're going to bring her back down, though, because we got to see if she can tolerate resistance. All right, so we're going to bring her 90 degrees. I'm going to push down. Don't let me move you. And I go to push down, and she breaks. Okay, she can't tolerate any extra weight. That's a 3 out of 5. Okay. And if I ask her to perform the motion, and she goes up to there, so she's beyond 90, what's my next step? Passive, because she's not through full. I need to see if she has more mobility available at her joint. So I'm going to passively push her on up, and she did. So what's my next step? What do you think you would do? So she passively has more. How high did she raise her arm up? Greater than 90, which is greater than 50% of her motion. So what's her muscle grade? 3 minus out of 5. Okay. A 2 minus would look like I ask her to raise her arm, and let's say she can only go to here. So that's less than 50%. 50% of the norm of the normal motion, which the norm for shoulder flexion is 0 to 180. And if it's less, that means that's 90 is our threshold. So she's less than 90. So now what do I need to do? True passive first and then gravity eliminated. You're correct. So I need to check passive. Oh, yep, she can go up higher than that. Her joint has more motion. So now I would lie her down on her side and put her in a gravity eliminated plane. Okay. Once again, I have to support her. You can't just have her do it on her own. You can't just say, okay, raise your arm up towards your head. So I'm going to support her and have her try it again. And she's going to go through full range. And I would know then that I can confidently assign her a 2 minus out of 5. I'm sorry, not a 2 minus, it's a 2 plus. Okay, 2 plus out of 5. Okay, because she could lift against gravity.
What happens if the person can't do passive range of motion all the way through the motion?
That is a very good question. So if a person's passive motion equals active motion, what are we thinking?
Like joint, yeah.
It's a joint problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be weakness. It could be a joint problem. So then we have to use a little more clinical reasoning. If this person is arthritic and they're having pain, I don't perform manual muscle testing on them. But if this person is just stiff because they haven't raised their arm up that high in a while, and it matches, passive matches active, if you can bring them down into 90 degrees, you can test it. There's nothing contraindicated about it. So let's say they come up to here. That's why we have you test passive. If passive equals active, it's not necessarily a weakness, so you need to test them. Okay? But they have to be able to at least achieve 90 degrees, because that's where you test them.
Okay.
If they can't get to 90 degrees and they're stuck down here, it's not gonna be reliable,
Okay.
okay? But if they can get beyond 90 degrees and it's active equals passive, it's the same, you test them.
Would
As long
that,
as there's no pain.
would that always score as a 2- then if they can't get full range of passive? Like if they can get active to here, but then they can't get passive, or vice versa, even if they get active to here, but then can't get full passive, would that always be 2-?
So if this comes to here, you mean, and then passive
Yeah.
comes to here
Mhm.
too, you can't test them because you can't get them to 90.
Not manual muscle. What it always scores a 2- though, if they're less than full passive.
If they're less than 90 degrees, so here's 90,
Mhm.
this is 50%. If they can only go to here, you have to test passive just to see, and passive should be full or higher than that. And then you have to put them in sideline and make sure they can get full motion in sideline. If they can't get full motion in sideline, you have to downgrade them, so we haven't talked about that. So you always downgrade, like let's say she could only, in standing, she could only go to here. And I lied her down, and she couldn't get up here. She couldn't get up here. She only went to here. Well, then we have to downgrade it to a 2-, okay? Because she can't go through, by definition, a 2 is full range of motion in a gravity eliminated plane. So you have to downgrade it.
That was my question. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Good, good. Okay, so, and once again, palpation. What were my 4 muscles that flex the shoulder? Coracobrachialis, biceps, anterior deltoid, and pec major. Got it? So we've got 3 that are innervated by the musculocutaneous nerve and 1 that's innervated by the pectoral nerve. Okay? All right. Any questions about flexion, shoulder flexion? Good.